Welcome to another exciting tutorial. Today I'll be taking us on how to make a dartless corset. Trust me, this corset does not have a dart and it will still give you a perfect fit. So if this is what you're interested in, I want you to watch to the very end. So for this we'll need few measurements. We need your shoulder to your bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to your waist, shoulder to your hip, your circumference measurement, which is your bust, your waist and your hip. So we'll just go straight into this. The first line I'm going to be marking is going to be my top line, which is ½ inch from the top of the paper. So this is what I'm going to do. This is ½ inch from the top of the paper, and then the next measurement is your armhole. My armhole is, when I measure it, is 15, so half of it is 7.5. My shoulder to my bust point is 9.5. My shoulder to under bust is 12.5. My half length, which is shoulder to my waist, is 15.5. And the next measurement is your hip line, which is 24 inches. Some persons do 9 or 8 inches or 10 inches below their normal waist measurement, waist length. So I'll mark the same thing here. I'll mark exactly the measurements I just mentioned. So I'll mark it so I can get a straight line across. So this is it. I'll connect these lines into a straight line. Connect them into a straight line. So this is the hip line. So this, the first one is the top line, the armhole. I can draw this one well. The armhole, your shoulder to your bust, under bust, waist, hip. So the next measurement to put here is half of your shoulder measurement. Half of my shoulder is 7, so that means the full measurement is 14. So this is also 7, the full measurement is 14. So I'll connect the lines together. So for this dartless corset, you can do your shoulder slope to be ½ inch or 1 inch. So I'm going to just slope my shoulder by ½ inch. So the neckline will do 3 by 3. 3 by 3. So that's going to be my, so 3 by 3 is the neck depth and neck width. So the next thing to do is to connect this point, which is the shoulder slope, to that neck point, right? So the next thing to do is to draw our neckline. So I need to draw my armhole. So 6 divided by 4, we're going to have 9 inches. This is my waist line. Quarter of it is supposed to be, quarter of my waist circumference is 7, which is 28. So because it's a corset, I'm going to subtract just 3 inches from 28. 8 minus 3 will give me 25. So since I have 25, I will divide 25 by 4. So what I'm going to get 6.25. On the hip line, quarter of my hip is 9.5, which is 38, right? So what I will do right now is connect these lines together. But remember, your corset does not get to your hip line. Your corset does not get to your hip line. If it gets to your hip line with the boning, it will be very difficult for your client to sit or be comfortable because of the boning. So your corset length is usually 4 to 5 inches below your waist, right? Below your waistline. So mine is 5 inches. So after this, I'm just going to write this is 5 inches below this. There'll be a detailed tutorial on how to take measurements for your corset. I'll also show you how I'm able to get like this 5 or 4 inches below my waist line. So this is our corset length. So if I check my corset, the length of my corset is 20.5. I am not so tall, I'm just average, so I think it's perfect for me. This is my waist. So remember, I have divided my waist circumference, right, and subtracted 3 inches from my waist circumference, and it gave me 25. So I divided 25 by 4 to give me 6.25. So we'll draw our armhole. I'll find the midpoint between here and here. So that is 7, 3.5, and I'll come in by 0.75. This is not applicable to everybody. So you can actually do half inch or 0.75. So I'll connect these points together, and this is what I have. So remember, our corset starts from here to this point. This hip line is just a reference because we want to get the circumference around here without measuring it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I want to mark my cup, how my cup will be. So I'll mark my bust span. My bust span is 7 inches. Half of it is 3.5, 3.5, and also 3.5 here. So I'll connect these lines together. I'll connect it together from here. So the next thing you're going to do, you know that there's a bridge at the center front in between your breasts, right? So now I want to mark that bridge. I'm going to mark half inch as the bridge. Yours can be 0.75 or even lower than that, depending on the distance between your breasts, right? So here I'm going to mark half inch on my bust point. I'll go up 1 inch from my bust point and come down 1 inch from my bust point. These are points where you can place your bra cup. So you understand what I'm saying when we get to that point. So I'll just connect these lines together. Right, so this is what I'm doing, connecting the lines together. So now time for your bra cup. Usually our bra cup, depending on how full or how full you want your breast to be or how full your breast is, that's what determines your cup size. There'll be a comprehensive video that will talk about how to take corset measurement and your bra cup. But here with me I have 2 bra cups here. I have the push-up bra. The one that is readily available is actually a white push-up, but I tried getting that particular push-up bra, it was not available, so I just got this, but I won't be using it for this tutorial. I'll be using the regular cup that we know that is available in our local market. This is it. But you cannot just use this, you cannot just place this like this, you cannot just place it. You have to create depth. Look at the two. This has more depth than this. See it? This has more depth than this. So what I did was, I got, my bust is actually 36, I got a cup of 38 inches. So with all this dart I'm holding, it will still give me the depth that I want. So for you to hold this dart, you fold your bra cup into 2, mark half inch here, right, from the center, mark half inch, and go up by 2 inches, then make a dart. So you just stitch it. That's exactly what we did here to achieve this. So I'll use this bra cup. The bra cup is very essential when you want to draft a dartless corset. So this is point 1, 2, 3. You can place your cup at any of these points. If you want your cleavage to show very well, you can do 3. You can place your cup at 3. If you don't want it to show so much, you can place it at 2. If you want it to be high, you can place it at 1. But it's usually not advisable, right? It's not usually not advisable. But if you want to do it, you have to make sure that you lift up your underbust, like you go up by half inch. If you want to use point 1. So but for this I'll be using, I can either use point 3 or point 2. So I think I prefer point 3. So my cleavage will actually be low, like 8 inches, meaning the center will actually show. So this is it. So you can place it on any of these points depending on the coverage you want. So I'll just do this, place it on 3. And the next thing, make sure you place it properly. The next thing is to trace your cup. Like trace your cup. Be careful when you're doing this. And make sure your cup does not move. So you're going to trace your cup, trace it, trace it. Just be very careful when you're doing this. So trace your cup. So I'll just hold it this way. No, don't press it. Just hold a bit so that you can draw out the cup you want to draw out. So this is what I'm able to get, right? So I'll just trace it for you to see. I'll curve it very well so that you can see what I'm showing you. So don't mind all of this. I use my curve to make it better. So this is what you're going to have, right? So you're going to have. So let me just stick in it. And this is what I'm able to get. See, it's actually curving in, but I don't want it to curve in. I'll just use my ruler here and straighten it this way. So if you watch, it's not getting to the chest line, it's not getting to your chest line. So for what you just do is just draw this straight like this. So your yoke is from here like this to this point. This is your yoke. The whole part is your yoke, and here will be this. I've also noticed that most of the time when you do your corset gets to like your armhole. It's usually so uncomfortable. So this will actually help you. It can actually go lower than 1 inch. Just make sure that you get this cup very well. Make sure you get the cup very well. So with this, we are done drafting. This is your yoke. You don't need to do anything. Just cut out or change the neckline that you want. So all you just have to do is cut from here to here to here to here, and that will be all for the front. So this is the front that we drafted. Now we are going to also draft the back. The back has similar stuff, just that the armhole will be 0.5. So we'll do the exact thing. Trace off this, excluding the cup area, excluding the under bust, just the waist, the shoulder to the waist, the corset length, and the hip line. Now, an additional thing, if you want this to be a conal corset, right, you can just extend here. You can take it like 2 inches, right? You can take 2 inches there, and then this way, and then you have a comb. Do you understand? So you have something that looks like this if you want a conal corset, right? So now you still measure out. This is, we marked 5 inches. You just take it like this and mark 5 inches this way, 5 inches this way, and then you have a conal corset. So this is also a comb. This is you getting a comb, but that's not the focus of this class. So I will just trace this exactly, like I said, from the shoulder to the waist to the corset length, the chest line as well. So I'm done tracing the back. So let me just draw it out so that you can see what I did. So I traced the chest line, I traced the waistline, the hip line, and also the corset length. This is the corset length. So these are the points I traced. So you use your front to trace for your back, right? To trace your back. So this is what I have. This is what I'm going to get. So this is it. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is just to mark the back, which is 1 inch. We already know that the depth is 3 inches. You can change this. You can change this neckline to whatever neckline you want, right? You can change it. So the next thing I'm going to mark is the back armhole. I'll just come in half inch here and connect it. Sorry about that. I'm just going to connect these points together. I'll connect the armhole. So this is basically for the back. So you can decide to style your yoke as you please. You can decide to style your yoke. You can decide to style the yoke and lower. You can also lower your center back by like 1 inch. So you can lower it. And this is what you have. So I've lowered my center back by 1 inch. For this not to gape, you have to tighten your yoke, right? You have to tighten it. So from here, so let's say let me style it first. So let's say I want to style my yoke to look like this, right? So let's say I want it to look like this. I'm going to style it. This is the yoke styling that I want. So for it not to gape, I'll just come here and tighten these points by 1/2 inch. So I'll tighten it by 1/2 inch. So when I'm cutting this off, I'm just going to take like this point off. But remember that when we were drafting the front, we came down by some inches here, right? So I'll measure that the inches here. So this is about 1/2 inch. So this is not supposed to start from here. It's supposed to start 1/2 inch below the chest line. So I'm just going to connect again. So we'll just the same thing I did, just tighten it here. So let's say this is the tightening, right? This is the right one. So you just from here to here. The former tightening please disregard it. It's supposed to start, remember that this other part is the corset started ½ inch below, right, the yoke. So my yoke is supposed to have come like that as well. So this is how your back is going to look. So this is the yoke, this is how you cut, and here, right, this is how you cut the yoke off, and then from here it comes your back, from here to this point.
The next thing to do is to locate how wide you want the back to be. So at the top I marked 2 inches, at the lower part I marked ½ inch. Remember that this lacing bar will be sewn together with the fashion fabric.
What to do is to create a pattern for this particular cup. So here I have the paper, but it's on fold, right? So the folded part is here. So I put it on fold, and then I'll bring my cup and fold it into two, like this, the cup that I used for the drafting. So I'm just going to use the same cup and place this part on the folded edge, right? So this is how it's going to look. This side is downwards, this point is up. So make sure it touches the side of the paper, that's the center front. This is on fold. So I'm just going to trace this up. I'm going to trace it. I'm going to trace this cup like this. Like this. So this cup, from this cup I'm going to make a 3-part cup, right? So this is what I have. This is the first point here. So for me to get the 3-part cup, all I'm just going to do is mark, and what the figure I have 2 inches, so I'll just mark 2 inches here, 2 inches this way, 2 inches like this, 2 inches here, and then I'll connect those points together. So I'll just connect the lines together. Right, so I've connected it. So I have the top, this is the top, this is the other side. So this is, let me call this 1, 2, there will be another one. So I'll just use my tracing wheel to trace it to the other side. So I'll trace this like this, and we have the 3 parts. This is the first one, the second, and the other one I'll flip. So you have your, so I'll trace the same thing here. I already have the markings, so I'll just trace them. I'll just trace and trace. So I'll just trace this way, trace it this way. So remember I've labeled 1, 2, so this becomes 3. So when you open it, so if you open it up, this is what you're going to have. Can you see? When you open it up, this is what you're going to have. So this is your cup. So all I'll just do is I'll use my either a masking tape or a sewing tape to just hold it together and show you on the pattern how it will look. So what I'm going to do is just I'll cut it. So remember here, cut it here to here to here. So this is the under bust, this is the under bust, this is the top, right? So this connects to this. So what we're going to do now is just cut this off, like cut it. So the tutorial is very easy and very simple. Use my tape and just fold it up together. Just use my tape to hold them together. So you just bring this part and this part. Watch carefully as I do this. So you just hold it here. Bring this to this. I'm just trying to show you that we've been able to create a cup. So you can bring another masking tape. So you can hold this up together. It's usually supposed to be 2 cups, 2 or 3 first before this. So that's why I marked all these points. Be very careful when you're doing this. And that's why I did those labelings, so that it's easy for me. So put your gum and then try to mold it together. Just make sure they come together. So once I'm done with this part, make sure it's closed though. You do it perfectly well. here. We're still going to hold it here. And then mold it again like this, like this, like this, like this. So you see I've successfully molded this part, so remaining the top. So before we are done, you can see it's already forming. It's already giving us our cup pattern. So all you just have to do is, when you now want to sew, you just remove all this masking tape and add ½ inch to the 3-part cup, right? You add ½ inch round it. So I'm just going to do the same thing. So right here we have a cup. So we have a cup right now. So we're able to make a cup pattern out of this. So to hold it properly. So this is what we have. So I can start to turn it so you see. I'll still tape it in, tape it very well. So this is what you are going to have. So you have a cup. It's paper, so that way it's not relaxing as it should. So this is for this. So I'll just get the front, our front pattern. I'll just get it and place it. This is it. So this is where it starts, and then you know this is the paper, so it's not going to stay as it is. But right now, let me just cut and show you the final thing. So I'm starting from here to cut. So I'm just going to cut it. This is your dartless corset. If this tutorial was helpful to you, please don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to comment and also subscribe to my channel. So I'm just going to cut here and follow this way. So I'm going to cut here. Remember what I said. I cut here as well. So this is the cup, right? So you do the same thing for the back. You just cut here, here, and we have come to the end of our tutorial.